good afternoon, Itulay Cuties! Hello! Good afternoon, Tutor Rom, and welcome to DepEd
Good
Itulay
afternoon, Chutis.
Online
Good afternoon, Tutor
Program.
Ka. Good afternoon, Chutis.
Yes. So today we are on our week 7 of Philippine Politics and Governance, Module 7, the evolution of politics and governance, week 3. Excited na ba kayong lahat? How about you, Tutor Rom? I'm Tutor Ka from SDO Valenzuela, and
I am Chotoram from STO City Ubugo.
welcome to Philippine Politics and Governance every Thursday.
Politics
Tutor Rom,
and
sino po ang
Governance.
ating Cutie of the Week?
Okay, our tutor again is Mr. James Maswangat from City Ubugo Senior High School. Siya po yung very participative sa ating tutorials, Tutor Ka. Okay, inaanyahan po namin yung ibang tuties po na sumagot po kayo at maging participative sa ating tutorials para next week kayo naman ang magiging tutie of the week. Di ba, Tutor Ka?
Yes, tama yon, Tutor Rom. And with that, let us proceed with our review of the previous session. Carefully read the following items, write true if the statement expresses correct ideas and false if not. So, cuties, we will see if you are participating with our activities. So, let's start. Ayan, tingnan nga natin ang first question. We would like to remind our cuties to tap your chat, okay, your comment box sa ating mga sagot. Meron na po ba, Tutor Rom? Medyo nagkakaroon tayo ng technical problem right now with the connection. Ayan. Let us see.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? Tingnan natin ang question. Medyo suspense ata ang question natin. Ayan. Sige nga, tingnan natin. May nag-pop up na ba? Okay. One of the most significant evidence of transnationalism is the phenomenal growth of non-governmental organizations or NGOs. At naklik na, Tutor Rom, yung answer. Ano po yung answer, Tutor Rom?
Okay, the correct answer is true. Okay, so one of the most significant evidence of transnationalism is phenomenal growth of non-governmental organizations or NGOs. Okay, next question, Chotrika.
Okay, let us see the next question. Tingnan natin. Okay? Let's see. Okay. Meron na po ba? Yan. Transnationalism is traditionally not
Okay, meron na po yan.
Okay. Transnationalism is traditionally not built upon the nation into one that is based on shared ideologies, aspirations, ethnicity, gender, and interest regardless of one's territorial origins. Tutor Rom, sa tingin mo, true or false?
Nalilito ako, tutor ka, no? Maybe we can I can ask help na lang sa ating mga tuties, no? So kung sino
Yes.
kaya ang makakuha ng tamang sagot. Okay, tingnan natin yung mga sagot ng tuties natin, tutor ka. Sabi ni Cassandra, it's true daw. Sabi naman ni Marvic, it's false. Ano ba ang tamang sagot, tutor ka? True ba ito or false?
Tingnan natin, okay? So, sana makisama ang ating, let us see what will be the answer. Okay, the answer is false. Okay, so we hope nakuha ng ating mga cuties. Next one. Question number 3. Ayan. Globalization comes in many different forms? Tutor Rom.
Many forms. Ah, sa pagkaalala ko last week, parang may different types itong globalization. So, I don't know if true ba to or false. But let us see, no? Bago natin i-reveal yung answers ng ating mga tuties, no, binabati ko lang yung mga tuties natin from SDO Lipa, no, nanonood sila, SDO from Pinagkawitan Integrated National High School, from City of Bugo Senior High School, from SDO City of Bugo, at saka yung mga tuties natin from San Mariano National High School, Maine. No, ang dami nating mga tuties ngayon,
Yes.
Chotorka. Okay, ang sagot ng ating mga tuties, Chotorka, sabi ni Ana, it's true. Sabi naman ni Cassandra, it's true. Oh, maraming sumasagot ng true. Sabi din ng ating tutie of the week, si James, true daw. What's the correct answer ba, Chotorka? Is it true or false?
Okay, let us see. Tingnan nga natin. Okay, the answer is true. Okay, next one. Question number 4. Let us see. Oh, meron na pala tayo pre-activity. Nako, Tutor Rom, ha? Pre-activity tayo agad. Excited agad sa new lesson natin. Tingnan nga natin. For our pre-activity, rearrange scrambled words to reveal the correct answer. Ano kayang mga words ito? Sige, tingnan natin. Medyo mabagal ang ating connection. Oh, what is that? Tutor Rom, ano kayang word yan?
Diba, yung topic natin is evolution of Philippine politics and governance. So, this is related to Philippine politics. So, parang it is a unit of a society, or it is a unit of a political society. Parang ganun, tutor ka, no? So ano kaya, or it is the smallest unit of political society? Parang yung ang iniisip ko. No, tingnan nga natin yung mga sagot. Oh, may sumagot na, tutor ka. Sabi ni Zern, Colin Mandal, Fabrica, sabi niya barangay. Sabi naman ni James, barangay. Sabi ni Enrico, barangay. And the correct answer is barangay.
Barangay. Okay, next. Tingnan natin. What will be the next unscrambled word? Let us reveal. Ano kaya ito? Meron na bang lumalabas? Tingnan nga natin. Okay. Ano kaya yan?
Since evolution ng Philippine politics, so parang this is a form of a political entity before the colonial period, tutor ka, parang kahawag ito ng sultanate, parang ganun, sa tingin ko. Pero may J.
Ako rin, Tutor Rom, eh. Tinitingnan ko, ano kaya ito?
Mga tuties, ano ba yung mga sagot nyo? Okay, tingnan natin yung sagot ng mga tuties natin. Sabi ng tutie natin, sabi ni Mark, Rajanate. Okay, so tama si Mark, it's Rajanate. No?
Yan, Rajanate. Ayan, nakikita ko yung mga kanilang answer. Okay, next one. Ano kaya ito? Meron na ba? Let us see kung ano ang next word natin. Let us see. Okay, what is that? Naku, parang ang hirap, Tutor Rom, ng iyong pinapahulaan na word. May P, T, K.
Oh, may K.
P? Parang bilang alam ko dyan, Ano pa ba? Tan.
Parang ano ata to, parang may connection sa himagsikan, kung saan nagsimula ang himagsikan. Parang ganun, Sabi ni Joseph Conrad, katipunan daw. Katipunan ba yun, tutor ka?
Sige nga, tingnan natin kung tama si Joseph Conrad ang ating naging Cutie of the Week. The other, yes! Okay. So, it is Katipunan. Okay, very good. Very good. Sa ating mga cuties. Okay, Cassandra de la Cruz, Katipunan. Elorde Ana, Katipunan. Okay, next one. Tingnan nga natin. Naku, medyo mabagal talaga. Okay, what is this? Naku, cuties, kaya nyo pa ba yan?
Ah,
Pahaba ng pahaba yung mga words na pinapag-guess mo sa ating mga cuties. Pero
okay,
alam
bigyan natin
natin,
sila ng clue, Chotreka. Para ito yung pinakamataas na posisyon na pwedeng makuha ng isang Filipino during the Spanish period. No? Para ito isang political position. Parang sa tingin ko, parang gobernador or
ayan,
parang
tingnan na.
alkalde. Ano kaya to, no? Sino kaya makakakuha ng tamang sagot, Chotreka? Okay, sabi ni
Ayan.
Dam, no? May sumagot na. Sabi ni Dami, it's Gobernador Celio. Is it Gobernador Celio, Chotreka?
It is Gobernador
Okay.
Silio. Okay, so nauna na yung ating answer. By the way, before we proceed, we would like to shout out and thank you po sa patience ng ating director ngayon, tutor or ma'am, Dana. Thank you po ma'am sa pagdidirect sa amin ngayong hapon. Okay, let's proceed to our objectives. Tingnan nga natin kung ano ang dapat natin na ito sa Philippine politics and governance. At the end of this session, the tutor should be able to understand the regions of Philippine politics and governance, explain the early development of Philippine politics and governance, and tutor on
Identify and analyze important events that shape Philippine politics and governance from the earliest times to the period before independence. And lastly, evaluate the impact of these events on contemporary Philippine politics and governance. Shotorka?
Okay, so medyo full ang ating episode for today. Okay, so iisa-isahin natin to. But before the tutorom, let us
Okay,
say thank
Okay, we would like to thank SDO Manila for allowing us to use their module for Philippine Politics and Governance week 7, no? From week 1 until now, yung module ng SDO Manila yung ginagamit natin, Choturka.
Yes, so with that, thank you very much, SDO Manila. And now, we proceed with our discussion. Okay. So sabi nga kanina, it will be module 7 na po yan. Okay? Evolution of politics and governance during the pre-colonial period. Tandaan po natin kanina sa objectives natin, sabi natin doon, development. So we will have it one by one para tayong nasa teleserye. Tingnan po natin, mag-throwback tayo. Paano ba na-develop ang politics and governance dito sa Philippines? So, we start with the pre-colonial period. So, parang maalaala mo kaya, parang ganon, di ba? So, ayan, napakanta si tutor ka. Okay, let us see. So ano kaya ang nangyari during the pre-colonial period sa Philippine politics and governance? Okay, let us see. Meron na ba? At ito ay i-explain sa atin ni Tutor Rom.
Okay, Choturka, before the Spanish came to the Philippines, no, may mga residents na tayo dito or mga inhabitants na sa Philippines. So around 3000 BC or before the Common Era, settlements made up of extended families grow along the mouths of rivers and coastal areas. So yung mga inhabitants na during the pre-Spanish colonial period ay naninirahan sa river banks at sa coastal. Kasi Chotor ka, di ba, dati yung means of transportation natin is by water lang. No, mas madali kasing mag-transport at
Yes, Tutor Rom, nandiyan ka pa ba? Okay, so we will continue. This encouraged the growth of maritime tradition that linked the scattered communities with one another. So sa pre-colonial, makikita po natin ang means of communication and transportation. Bale, separated yan. Okay? So sa pre-colonial, syempre, hindi pa ganun ka-advanced yung kanilang technologies. There are hindrances on how a certain community would gather. Okay? So, tingnan nga natin. May I see if na andyan si Tutor Rob? Let us see. Okay, nawala ata si Tutor Rob. Okay, in the pre-colonial, we have the barangay. Ano ba yung, everybody knows what is barangay is, right? It is derived from the word balangay or sailboat were originally small independent polities made up of confederations of families. So dito po nagsimula ang government ng ating Philippines. Okay? It is started with the balanghay. Why balanghay? Okay? Kasi noong panahon, according to our historians, okay, ang isang pamilya ay nakatira sa sailboat. As you could see, we are an island, di ba? Karamihan ng lugar sa Pilipinas ay nasa tubig. So, they sail, okay? Ang karamihan sa atin ay nakatira sa tubig, kaya they sail all around the Philippines. Kaya it is balangay. Okay? So, ayan na po si Tutor Rom. Okay? Standby ka lang, Tutor Rom. Kung okay ka na, sabihin mo lang. Okay? So, the politics and governance during the Spanish colonial period. Okay. Tutor Rom, may i-add ka pa po ba sa pre-colonial?
Okay, yung sa pre-colonial tutor ka, yung mga leaders nila ay tinatawag nating datu, lakan, raja, or sultan who was chosen from among the heads of the most powerful families. Di ba nga yung barangay natin tutor ka is composed of different families. Kaya yung mga leaders nila, yung malalakas o more powerful families, yun doon tayo kumukuha ng isang leader. Kaya tinatawag natin sila dati na datu, lakan, raja, or sultan. So the chieftain passed on his position to his descendants. So pinapasa niya yung pagiging leader niya sa kaniyang mga anak. No, parang traditional power yung na-discuss natin dati, di ba, Tutor Ka? No? Pinapasa ng ama yung kanyang posisyon sa kanyang anak. Okay? Pero may mga ibang scenario, Tutor Ka, na yung mga datos nagkakaroon ng kanilang pangalan dahil sa kanilang mga personal na achievements. Kunwari, nanalo siya sa isang war. So, nagiging chief siya sa kanyang barangay. Pero tutor ka, kahit na ang dato is considered as the most powerful figure within the barangay, his powers were not absolute. So, hindi lahat ay kanya. And his control over his territory was a functional of his leadership. Yung kanyang power lang, tutor ka, ay may limitasyon. So, supervision at administration lang ang kanyang ginagawa. Okay, nevertheless, he performed a variety of roles, including that of the chief executive, lawmaker, the supreme judge, war leader, overseer of trade, and de facto owners of agricultural products and other resources within his domains. So yung chieftain nila Chotorka during sa pre-colonial period ay yun ang magiging yun ang nagmamay-ari ng mga produkto ng kanyang nasasakupan. At ito rin ang yung chieftain nila, yung dato nila, Lakan or Raja, siya yung chief executive, at gumagawa ng mga batas. Pero tutor ka, dati rin may mga datos rin na nag-exercise a degree of influence over other datos. So may mga higher rank na datos na subordinate nila yung ibang datos. Uh, So among Muslims tutor ka, the title was Sultan. However, their power over supporting datos was chiefly nominal, as it was based only on some loose ties of personal allegiance. Okay, so parang yung sultan, may mga subordinate siya na mga datos na loyal sa kanya. This setup was not permanent because allegiance can be withdrawn anytime by the lower ranking datos. So pwedeng i-withdraw ng mga datos yung allegiance nila sa sultan. Okay, so dati tutor ka, may mga balangay na tayo, may mga polities na tayo, no? So we have the polities of Maynila, Namayan, Majaas, Sugbu or the Cebu, Butuan, Maguindanao, Lanao, and Sulu. So those are the political entities before the Spanish period. So yun ang mga existing political communities bago pa dumating yung mga Espanyol sa Pilipinas. Tutor ka?
Yes, tama yun, sa pre-colonial period ng Philippine politics and governance. So, it started with the Balanghay. And with that, ito na po yung dumating yung during the Spanish colonial period, wherein we were discovered. That actually, sabi nga ganon, it is not discovered kasi andito na tayo, nag-exist na ang ating mga ninuno noon pa, okay? But the arrival of Ferdinand Magellan in 1521 began a series of Spanish expeditions to the islands aimed at establishing a permanent colonial presence primarily driven by economic and political interest. Ano ba yung economic? Kasi nakita nila, na-discover nila na maraming spices dito sa Pilipinas. And that was it. That was the avenue wherein, ay sabi ng mga Spaniards, magandang trading point ito. At the same time, we are located strategically dito sa Pacific Ocean. So madali ang access ng mga galleons before sa different countries dito sa Southeast Asia. So nakita yun ng mga Spaniards. So that was the start of colonialism here in the Philippines by the Spaniards. The Spanish at first viewed the Philippines as a stepping stone to the riches of the East Indies or what we call the Spice Island. Okay? So yan po yung naging start ng Spanish colonialism. But, okay, hindi lang dyan nagtatapos sa economic. It has the political interest. Why? Because of the maganda ang ating Pilipinas, kaya nakita nila na maganda rin na magtatag sila ng colony dito sa Pilipinas dahil hindi pa tayo well-educated that time. That's why dito na nag-start yung educational system. Tama ba, Tutor Rom?
Yes, tutor ka.
Yes. And then, dito rin nag-umpisa ang ating Catholicism, di ba? Yung Catholic religion was also established here. Yung political interest, nakita nila, dito na nagkaroon ng sistema ng ating gobyerno. Sabi nga ni Tutor Rom kanina, balanghay. So it was a politics of different independent. Ang ginawa naman ng mga Spaniards sa atin when they colonized us is ginawa nila ng sistema. Kung ano yung sistema ng kanilang gobyerno sa Spain ay unti-unti nilang dinala rito. Okay? So that's why sa ating colonial period, nagkaroon tayo ng establishment of tinatawag na ayuntamiento. Tama ba? Excuse me with my words, pero kasi lahat ito ay Spanish term. Tama po ba, Tutor Rom?
Yes, tutor ka, no? Mga Spanish terms to.
Yes. So, ano yung mga na-contribute ng Spain sa atin pagdating po sa government? Nagkaroon po ng sistema. We have sabi nga kanina ni Tutor Rom, from Rajanate or Sultanate, nagkaroon po ng mga kapitan, okay? Paano yun, tutor? Kabalyero. Tama po ba? The word is kabalyero, yung mga barangay captain na sila ang namamahala ng small political unit ng community. And from that small political community, they gathered around at sila ay napapamunuan ng alkalde. Okay? Wherein yung mga alkalde, sila ang namumuno doon sa city kung tawagin ngayon. Okay? And then, from that, nagkaroon tayo ng Gobernador Silio, yung kaninang guess or pinapahula sa atin ni Tutor Rom, yung Gobernador Silio, which governs yung pinaka-region or probinsya. Okay? And then we have to the national level. Kumbaga nagkaroon ng sistema ang gobyerno nung Spanish colonialism. Tutor Rom, may i-add pa po kayo? May gusto pa po kayong idagdag sa ating Spanish colonial period?
Okay, tutor ka, ano, so, yung sinabi mo kanina na we are under the crown colony, under the Spanish crown colony. Tapos, may isang asosasyon na ginawa yun dati, tinatawag natin silang Council of Indies. Okay, tutor ka, ito yung mga grupo ng mga tao na nag-a-assess sa king in the administration of all Spanish colonies. 'Di ba, tutor ka, maraming colonies ang Spain dati, no? Yung Cuba, Puerto Rico, Carolinas, Marianas, and Palau. So dahil marami siyang colonies, tutor ka, hindi niya talaga ma-administer yung mga colonies niya. Kaya may Council of Indies para mag-assess sa kanyang pamumuno o pag-administer sa kanyang mga colony. So, ang council na ito ay nag-exercise ng executive, legislative, and judicial authorities. Okay? At i-add ko lang, tutor ka, di ba na-mention na natin kanina during sa ating pre-activity na the highest position lang na pwedeng ma-appoint ang isang Pilipino ay ang Gobernador Silio. Okay, tama yun, tutor ka, yung sinabi mo. Dati rin, bumuo rin ng ang Spanish Crown ng dalawang types para i-check nila yung mga abuses or mga actions ng kanilang mga tao dito. So tinatawag natin silang residensya at saka visita. Tutor ka?
Yes, tama yun, the Council of Indies. And alam naman natin kung ano ang nangyari during the Spanish colonialism period. Okay? So, nakita natin na from the Ilustrados, di po ba, Tutor Rom, yung mga Ilustrados, yung mga Pilipino na nakapunta ng ibang bansa at nakapag-aral at nagkaroon ng kaalaman at karunungan sa pagpapatakbo ng gobyerno ay bumalik dito sa ating bansa upang tayo maibahagi rin nila sa atin ang kanilang mga natutunan. Okay, so here it goes with the next era of our Philippine politics and governance, which is the Philippine Revolution. At maraming kaganapan ang nangyari dito that has breakthroughs and milestones ng ating Philippine history. Tama po ba, Tutor Rom?
Yes, tutor ka.
Okay, so ano-ano ang mga nangyari sa Philippine Revolution? The arrest and exile of Jose Rizal to Dapitan in 1892 convinced many Filipinos that the only way to end Spanish tyranny was for the Philippines to become an independent state through a revolution. Tutor Rom, please enlighten us. Ano pa po ba ang nangyari dito sa Philippine Revolution?
Okay, dahil sa exile at pag-aresto kay Jose Rizal, no? Parang yung mga Pinoy talaga, tutor ka, nag-revolt na sila, no? Pinangunuhan ito or Andres Bonifacio led the revolution with Valentin Diaz and Ladislao Diwa, Lidoro Plata, and Dodato Arellano. So marami talagang nag-revolt against the Spaniards dito ka. At dahil hindi na matiis ng ating mga ninuno, no, yung ating mga bayani. Speaking of mga bayani, Chotorka, malapit na ang araw ng kagitingan, di ba? April 9, Chotorka. Okay, so
Yes.
nagtatag sila ng kanilang grupo na tinawag nilang KKK or Kataas-Taasang Kagalang-Galangan na Katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan. Yun ang pre-activity natin kanina, Chotorka, yung Katipunan. So the Katipunan adopted a radical platform aimed at the complete separation from Spain through revolutionary means. So nagtatag sila ng kanilang gobyerno na tinawag nilang Kataas-Taasang Kagalang-Galangan na Katipunan ng mga anak na bayan or shortenly called as or commonly known as Katipunan. So the Katipunan government, Chotorka, was divided into three governing bodies. No, so Kataas-Taasang Sanggunian or the Supreme Council. So, and we have also the Sangguniang Bayan, the provincial councils, and the Sangguniang Balangay, the popular councils. So, yun ang mga higher ranking councils ng Katipunan. Meron din silang tinatawag na Sangguniang Hukuman, no, which is acts as the judicial branch of Katipunan. And the first Supremo or the President of the Supreme Council of Katipunan was Judato Arellano, who was replaced by Roman Basa. Okay, pagkatapos naman ng Philippine Revolution, may iba naman tayong Governor Chotorka. At ano yun, Chotorka?
Yes, we have the Biyak na Bato, yung kaninang nakita nyo. It was, dito nagsimula ang ating constitutional government, okay? And the Malolos Republic, under the Malolos Constitution, the Philippine Republic would be a democratic state whose government was popular, representative, and responsible. So nagkaroon dito na nagsimula ang executive, legislative, and judicial. So dito na nagsimula na-establish na talaga sa ating gobyerno ang isang matatag na republika. And this is the politics and governance in the American colonial period. So after tayo makolonize ng Spanish at na-establish natin ang sarili nating gobyerno, pinasok naman tayo ng American colonial period. At ano ang mga kaganapan dito sa American colonial period? One of it is, tingnan po natin, okay, the insular government under the United States. Ano ba ito? During the initial period, nagkaroon ng medyo konting hostilities to take formal steps towards, okay, with the government. Kung saan, nagkaroon tayo ng parang revamp ng gobyerno natin, from the transition kasi na nangyari from being a colonial state of the Spain to an independent republic. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng Commonwealth government. Ano ba yung Commonwealth government? From 1935 to 1946. Dito naganap, Tutorom, yung mga different, di ba, politics at mga batas na ating ina-adapt nowadays. Tama ba, Tutorom?
Yes, Chotorka.
Okay, so that's it. Tingnan nga natin, medyo nagkakaroon tayo ng technical difficulty sa ating mga connection. Okay? Nag-i-static po tayo.
Okay, Chotorka, yung Commonwealth government, it was established to work in order to address the many pressing issues at hand, no? Parang yung poverty, yung peasant unrest, labor disputes, yun ang kaya in-establish yung Commonwealth para ma-address yung mga issues na ganon, Chotorka.
Yes. And then after the American colonial period, here comes the Japanese occupation, the World War II occupation, 1942 to 1945. So okay na tayo, nagkaroon na tayo ng republic, na-establish na natin yung government. But because of the World War II effect, ay medyo nagkaroon pa rin tayo ng ng pagbabago sa pagpapalakad ng ating gobyerno. In the 1930s, imperialist ambitions by Japan, which had fallen under the control of the right-wing elements in the Japanese military, brought it at loggerheads with the Allied powers. So, yung invasion ng Japan dito sa atin ay nagkaroon din ng pagbabago sa ating gobyerno. And kung nabitin kayo sa ating episode today, there is a continuation of that next episode. So let us proceed with our post-activity, Tutor Rom. Carefully read the following items. Write the letter of the correct answer. Chutis, fast track tayo rito. Just type your answer on our chat box and we will check that one. Okay? So let us see. Ano ang ating question? Okay? Tingnan nga natin. Okay, for our post-activity, let us see. To prevent the abuse of power by Spanish colonial officials, which institutions were introduced by Spain to the Philippines? Ano kaya ito? Alcaldes, nawala siya. Okay, alcaldes and corregimientos, criollos and mestizos, laws of the Indies, residencia and visita. Tutorong, give the answer now.
Okay, the answer is letter D, residencia and visita.
Okay, so mas malalaman pa natin yan sa next episode natin, okay? So number 2, let us see. Ano ang second question? Okay, ayan. So the answer is letter D. Okay, next. Let us see. Okay, which treaty ended the Spanish-American War in 1898 and ceded the Philippines to the United States in a $20 million, paving the way for American colonizations of the Philippines? Nako, parang Tutorom, kailangan natin pag-usapan to next episode. Tama ba? Okay, Treaty of Paris, Treaty of Versailles, Treaty of Westphalia, or Treaty of Zaragoza? Tutorom, ano answer?
The answer is letter A, Treaty of Paris.
Okay, Treaty of Paris. Okay, third one. Alam niyo mga tuties, the Itulay online tutorial will help you supplement with your discussion sa classroom. In 1916, legislation in the Philippines became an all-Filipino affair with the creation of the Philippine Senate through the passage of which law in the U.S. Congress? Tingnan nga natin. Alam mo, Tutorom, ang sarap pag-usapan ng American colonial kasi ito yung mga batas na atin nang ina-adapt nowadays. Okay? Harry House Cutting Act, B. Jones Law, C. Tidings-McDuffie Act, or D. Tidings-Kozlowski Act. What's the answer, Tutorom?
Okay, the answer is letter B, Jones Law.
Okay, Jones Law. Okay. And next one, meron pa ba tayo, Tutorom? Post-activity number 4. Under the Japanese-sponsored Philippine Republic from 1942 to 1945, it was the only recognized political party which acted as the National Assembly. Hukbalahap, B. Kalibapi, C. Makapili, D. Sakdalista. Tutorom, ano po ang answer?
Okay, the correct answer is letter B, it's Kalibapi.
Kalibapi. Okay. Alam mo, Tutorom, yung Kalibapi na yan, pati ako, Tutorom, hanggang ngayon, binabasa ko yung, ano nga ba nagsimula. Okay? And with that, we are your Tutor Humanities online for the second SEM. I am Tutor Ka, kaalaman, karunungan, kapaki-pakinabang sa iyong kinabukasan. Tutorom?
I am Chotorom. If you want to learn, just roam around.
Okay, and with that, we are saying, Diyos mabalos sa indogabos.
Danghag salamat kaninyong tanan. Always remember, kayo ang best tuwing Wedas.
Up next, Puso ng Kabataan with Tutor Janine and
Chotor Edson.